Hi, I have Bell's palsy. You wouldn't even know that I'm smiling. I'm dressed as a jester because I think this is funny. I can see the humor in it, and I'm very, very relieved that I did not have a stroke. I woke up 2 days ago with this side of the face losing all nerve. I looked in the mirror and I'm going, holy cow, what happened? I thought I had a stroke. And I was up at our cabin, which is 5 hours away from where I live. Called my husband. I said, now don't freak out. I want you to know I think I had a stroke and I'm coming home. I had a dog with me. Our cabin is remote. It's middle of nowhere. Actually, it's on a river. We live 11 miles with upriver from one neighbor, and the other neighbors had just left, and we had a few neighbors upriver. Anyway, I decided to drive home, and I packed up and drove home, took the dog home. Took me 6 hours. Now, had that been a stroke, that's the wrong thing to do. I should have gone immediately to emergency room. But my husband, as soon as I got home, we went over the emergency room, and they said, we have a stroke victim here. And the doctor, within 5 minutes, at the most 10, knew it wasn't a stroke because I have full use of my arms. I feel fine other than this. Now, you notice I can't say my P's or my F's very well. I realize I cannot blink. I try to blink. It's definitely Bell's palsy. I thought palsy was having the shakes. You know, where you have the shakes. Well, Bell's palsy I had never heard of before, and I'm so thankful that it's not a stroke, that I can laugh at it. I'm relieved. I feel good about it. This has something, a cure for it. It'll go away naturally. They say after 3 weeks you'll start seeing a difference. You'll be completely cured in 3 months. I know there's some cases that take longer, and there's some cases that take a lot less time. But anyway, I did a lot of research after I found out what it was. And let me show you first what the doctor gave me. And it's important to go to the doctor because he explained that this is a virus that affects the nerve in the brain. It's actually a herpes virus, and it's related. I had chicken pox when I was a kid, and I guess there might be other things that can cause it too. But having the virus in your body, and I had it laying dormant. I'm over 60 years old now, and so it lay dormant for 50 years, 55 years, and it then came alive for whatever reason, and it affected one of the nerves in my brain, and it just cut off all sensation and cut the nerve off to this part of the brain. But it's in there. Once we get rid of the virus, as I understand it, it's going to heal. All right, so that can be very painful. If you've ever had any kind of infection in your tooth nerve or any kind of nerve, it can be very painful. So he gave me both an antiviral and something to help with the pain. And I'm one of these health nuts. I hate to take anything, but he convinced me that this is the right thing to do, that I didn't want it to get progressed anymore. It stops it, nips it in the bud from progressing anymore, and then it also stops it from being painful. Now, I didn't have any pain. I preceded this with a few headaches that I don't normally have headaches, but they weren't debilitating headaches. They were headaches that I noticed them, and I actually mentioned it to my husband. But anyway, I was able to drive and everything, and the headaches kind of, I did work, and I worked out. I watched a videotape, and I exercised, and I did a lot of yard work, and it's summer here, it's hot. Anyway, the headaches didn't affect me too much. So one of these pills he gave me was prednisone, which I hate to take. It's a steroid. It's only 3 days pills. I have 1 day left because, like I said, I only had this 2 days ago. And then this other one is, it's called Acyclovir, Acyclovir. And it actually, I've looked it up, it actually is an antiviral that will help with all of, get rid of herpes. So the purpose of this video is to show you what I took like 3 days to glean from the internet. All the different things that I've also learned in a few days. I'm sure I'll learn more, but I thought I'd share what I had so far with basics of how to deal with this Bell's palsy. First, be thankful that it wasn't a stroke and it goes away. So I am just very elated about that. Okay, first I wondered, how do I put on they say to tape your eyes shut because it won't blink and it won't shut, and it needs to shut at night. So I bought some tape. This Next Care is, and then you cut off a piece, about 1.5 inches, or you can do longer, and you just hold this lid shut and you put the tape on it. Now be careful not to tape your eyebrow. I did that one day and taking it off hurts, but this doesn't really hurt to get off. I know there are tons of other brands of tapes. So after your eye is taped, and sometimes if you just hold your eye down with this other eye shut and hold it down till like you count like 6 Bell palsies, 1 Bell palsy, 2 Bell palsies. You hold that down, because the other eye is down, it'll stay down and it'll stay shut. But I find taping it helped me. And then when I open this eye, that eye wants to open and it won't shut again. And so I just sometimes had to close it again. And if I really wanted to cut out any light, this is an iPad that is taped, and you can put it over the taped eyelid when it's shut, just like that. With tape, I added tape on the side, or you can put tape on the top. You can get your own gauze pad and make it, but I've got it already pre-made. It's called iPads. I got it at my local pharmacy. We have Walgreens up here because I'm in Idaho. Anyway, and I forgot to tell you, before you tape your eyes shut, because your eye is so important, you need to protect the lens and protect the eye from just everything. It doesn't shut. So imagine you can't pick raspberries, you can't really do yard work, you can't do anything because this eye won't blink. So be real careful of your eye. This is a lubricant that the doctor prescribed at the hospital. And it's real easy. You just put like of the size of a piece of corn, or even smaller, maybe a pumpkin seed on your finger, and then you just dot the bottom of the eye. It's real easy to do. I don't have to touch the eye, and then the eye will automatically, if you pull this over here, it will blink, and it lubricates the eye. But if you read at night or anything like I do, you wait until after you don't want to read anymore, because it'll stop your vision. It'll kind of make it kind of blurry. Then you can tape it shut and put the iPad on, and if you want to, you can put an eye mask over it. But anyway, and I love this jester outfit because it's kind of showing what I feel inside. I'm so thankful that it was this Bell's palsy. And then there's something else I have. I bought this, and it's an eye patch. You simply put it over your eye and put it around, because I found the first night I just was holding my eyes shut when I took a shower. Well, I got water in it, and that kind of, hurt a little bit. And I mean, it didn't really hurt, but uncomfortable. Then I went to dry my face and I forgot this eye doesn't shut. It's my first day. And I almost abrased it with the towel I was using. So I bought this, take a shower. I'm still real careful. I wash my nose and around it. And then I rinsed it off. And I try not to get this wet. Mostly because I want to keep everything out of my eye. But it worked really well. I've only used it for one night. But it worked extremely well. And then I can find a way today to wash my face. Another good thing is I bought these and I have not used them. These eye patches yet. I haven't used them yet, but I plan on protecting my eye. Like I said, raspberries are ripe here, strawberries. I love to do gardening and yard work. I have flowers all over. I love to do all that. I'm going to be wearing my eye patch a lot. Okay, and I also bought some of these regular eye drops. It's just a brand from, I bought it at, we have Fred Meyer up here. It's just it's their brand. And it's a moisturizer for the eyes. It keeps the eyes wet because it doesn't shut. Okay, I also bought some $9 sunglasses because I'm not vain, but I still care what I look like. Went out yesterday to the library and store. As long as I don't smile, if I have these eyeglasses on, and sunglasses, I don't feel like I look so clownish. Then I did a bunch of research on the internet. Now, I used to own a health food store, so I knew there's probably something that can really help speed this and something that causes it. Everybody says stress. Now, the doctor said stress. Could be I'm selling some property right now. Could be stress. So I'm trying to relax, and I'm a hyper person. I'm trying to relax as much as I can. I'm trying to get a lot of sleep and letting myself heal. So I've gotten 10 hours sleep the last 2 nights. I'm not working, and so it really helps. If you can take a vacation, I would take it and spend this first week recovering. So here's what my research found. MSM capsules. That's the third most important item. And I buy the Pure brand. I get it from a compound pharmacy that it costs a lot, but I'm guaranteed that it's going to be a good product. Second is a B12 liquid. This just is a few drops that I sublingually put this under the tongue. It's got a cherry flavor. It's really good. And then lysine. There's an arginine-lysine balance that if you don't have more lysine in your body, if you have a herpes virus, you're in trouble. There is a link between lysine, not enough lysine, and the herpes virus acting up. Now, I went on the internet and I printed out a bunch of lysine-rich foods and arginine-rich foods, and I looked at the list. I'm going, holy cow, I've been eating a lot of the arginine, and I hope I'm saying that correctly. I just know it's spelled ARGININE, rich foods. Now, that's not to say that arginine isn't good for you, but if you have herpes, you should have foods high in lysine and low in arginine. And anyway, there are lots of benefits to both of them, but right now it's important to concentrate on the lysine-rich foods. I've been eating a lot of berries and a lot of nuts and seeds and a lot of good foods. These are good foods, but a lot of them are really high in arginine. So I'm switching over now to the other good foods that are rich in lysine, and that's foods like meat and pineapple and zucchini, and there's tons of foods that are really rich in lysine that are really good for me. And some of the dairy products, I've been off of dairy. I'm going to add them back in. I'm going to have some yogurt, things like that. Anyway, I also I take my regular vitamins, and this is, I think, really important whenever you take something like that. The antiviral or something that kills the bacteria is a probiotic, something like an acidophilus, to add the friendly bacteria back into your body. And I'm taking, even though I'm taking the stuff that kills the virus, I believe in probiotics. I've taken them for 40 years. So I think that covers most everything. But I know that if you have the Bell's palsy, don't worry, it'll go away. Everything I read, it'll go away in like 99% of the cases. So I hope this video has helped. Okay, thank you for listening to me. Bye.